Hi, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Liz, and if your For You page is anything like mine, then you've been getting a lot of content about going analog in 2026. Just getting off your phone, getting off your computers, and limiting your screen time in general. I kind of enjoy that content, but I don't have such lofty goals for myself, honestly. But I do want to limit my screen time, and in particular, I want to limit my screen time in the morning and at night. So before like 10 a.m. and then after like 5 or 6 p.m. And honestly, for me, that's already something that kind of naturally occurs, except in the morning. I'm really bad about watching like an hour of TikToks or Reels in the morning. But the part that does interest me about going analog is I love these analog bags I've been seeing. And if you haven't heard of one, I sort of wrote down a definition as I would describe it. And it would be a kit of personally curated offline items that support your creativity and mindfulness somehow. Yeah, and I first heard about this on TikToks, like seeing people's compilations of their analog bags. And so I wanted to show you the first TikTok, I think, that sort of inspired this by, I think her name's Cease Campbell, so let's watch that together.
This is an analog bag. This is what I use to stay off my phone and add the fanciful 10%. Here's some ideas if you need to start. Crossword is so fun to pull out at like a coffee shop in lieu of your phone. The thing I love about it is if you're in a group of people and the conversation dwindles, or you're like, we could use an activity, this is such a good thing to pull out. Everybody kind of has their chance to shine. There's so many different categories. It's really fun to bring along for group activities. Latest knitting project, I read a book called The Power of Habit, and basically the thesis is you need another thing to replace a bad habit. So because I grab for my phone in order to replace that habit and change it, I have to have something else to grab, and knitting is really good for that because it like occupies my hands. And someday this will be a baby sweater. Polaroid flip and some extra film. I can't tell you how many times this has kept me off my phone because it's like, oh, I want to take a picture. Do I really want to take a picture? Usually it's like, I don't actually need this 16,000 photos I have. But if I really do want a picture, then I take that out. I'm not tempted to scroll. Portable watercolor set. These are just like things you can fill with water so you don't actually have to carry water around with. So easy. I just have like a couple squares. Let's say you're at a winery. We want to stay here for 3 hours, but maybe 2 hours have gone by and you're like, we could use something different. Pull this out and then you're the girls at the winery who are watercoloring. So fun. And last, my planner. I don't know about you, but a lot of times I pull out my phone because I like want to think about something of my life, or I want to write something down, or I want to check my calendar, and then it's like, you know, like sucks you in with the other notifications that you have. So this is somewhere for things to go, and my planner is that for me. Such a good way to fight against technology addiction and really take your full life back.
Don't you love that? Like, I don't know, like I feel like it has very wholesome energy and like very positive vibes, and so it really made me want to like make it my own analog bag and like figure out what sort of makes sense for me. Some things about that video don't add up to me. Like I feel like the camera is really big and heavy, and so is the watercolor kit. So I feel like that's a lot to carry around. Like, where are you going with this bag? That's like what I would ask. Like, are you going to the winery every week with your friends? Maybe that's like a valid thing, but I'm curious about that. And then yesterday I saw a video was posted by Shauna Ripari, who is like one of my favorite like sustainability YouTubers, and I'm sure you've already heard of her, and her content's really interesting, and it made me just want to make an analog bag even more. So I was like, we gotta do this. We gotta make our analog bag. And she made so many points in her video, so go check it out, about like why would you make one and why you might not want to make one, and like thinking about how it's fueling your like mind and like how you think about like capitalism and stuff like that. But all that being said, I want to make an analog bag, and I want to show you how to make your own as well, because I've thought about this and like I've really put a lot of thought into my bag. I've already created my bag and I've been using it, but I have some thoughts to share and some ideas for you if you want to create your own analog bag. So let's get into it. Step one is to set your intentions. So it's really important when you make this bag, in my opinion, to figure out why you're making this bag and like what is the actual goal of it. And the reason I think it's really important is because you don't want to just create this and have it be another piece of clutter in your house, which is like something that can easily happen, or at least for me, because I like leave stuff around the house, leave my projects everywhere. Some good questions to ask would be, when and where would you use this bag? So are you going to use it at home, at your couch? Are you going to take it with you somewhere? If you're a student, you might take it with you to campus to like fill those in between times. I remember sometimes on campus I would be there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and there would be like 3 hours in the middle that I had off, but it was like I couldn't really go home. So that would have been a great time for me in my life to have this type of bag to sort of step away from school because I was so tired of working at the time, For me personally, I'm going to be using this bag as an at-home bag exclusively. So this is going to be something I want to use at my couch and also in my craft room. So I'm currently in my craft room, which is a room I use sort of in the early mornings, and then it's also my like office. So I'm here during the day, like for work from home hours. Well, this bag for me is going to be items that I use in both of those scenarios, which I have things that I like in both of those scenarios. And I'm always running back and forth because I forgot like my stitch markers, or I forgot my like markers for coloring. Like there's always a tool I forgot. So I'm always running back and forth all day. So another question you could ask is why you want to make this analog bag, and like if it's really gonna have an add to your life. For me, one of my goals was to actually clean out my living room side table because it had become so full of junk and it's full of so many random half-finished projects. But that doesn't, I don't like having all that clutter in my living room, so I'd rather have unfinished projects live in my craft room, and then I could have this analog bag be full of active things I'm working on that maybe I would want to grab out at night, if that makes sense. My last tip with the intentions is just to try and be real with yourself. Where would you realistically take your bag or not take your bag? So for me, I thought of 3 reasons personally why I wanted to make the bag, and 1 was to clean out my side table, 2 was to have ease of moving things from my office to my living room and vice versa, and 3 was just to have ease of access to all of my favorite simple hobbies. So those are my reasons. On to step 2, which is going to be picking your hobbies. So some are gonna jump out immediately to you. For me, it was like sock knitting. I knew I wanted to have knitting in my bag. But you should list out all of the hobbies that you might want to add to your bag. Like whether you're sure or not, just write them all down. Like you can just brain dump them, kind of get all the things out. And then I would suggest picking 1 to 5 of these and really try and limit yourself as best as you can. Like I didn't limit myself too bad, but I knew it was an at-home bag. Like if you're going to be going out, I would really say try and limit yourself to, I would say at most 3 things, but that's just personal. But yeah, I would say pick your favorites that you really think you would use that are a little bit different than each other. And remember that like you can always change it. Like if you went out and you were like, oh, I wish I had my scrapbooking thing, you can pack it the next day and then you'll have it. So just limit yourself at first, and then you can always add more to it. Okay, so I'm going to give you some examples of things you can do just really quickly if you need some inspiration. So you could do crochet, knitting, embroidery, cross stitch, journaling, like scrapbook journaling, junk journaling. You could also do reading or maybe an ebook, sketching or drawing or coloring with markers or colored pencils, tarot cards if that's something you're interested in, or playing cards to play with your friends, or like a small card game or portable game like bananagrams. Oh my gosh, you could do bananagrams or something like that. Any other hobby you have that you feel like you could make small, like even like some people do like eraser stamp carving. I feel like you could make a little to-go kit with that. So anything you can make into a little to-go kit, I feel like you could turn into something you could put into your analog bag. Step 3 is to pick the right bag. So I implore you not to buy any new bag for that. You do not need to buy anything new for the analog bag. I should have said that earlier. So all should be stuff you have, ideally, things you already have. So the first type of bag I was thinking would be a tote bag. You can really do a lot with the tote bag and put a lot of smaller bags within a tote bag to make it really versatile. But also do a backpack. If you're a student, you might already have a backpack, or you, I don't know, you might just want a backpack, or you could do a bag within your backpack. And then I was also thinking you could just do a regular type purse bag. Really any type of bag would work, right? So I was thinking I had a lot of options that appeared in my closet as good options, and I feel like if you really looked, you would probably already have a bag you could repurpose. Okay, and so I happen to have the perfect bag for me, which is this like big tote bag that my mom gave me for Christmas last year, and it has these cacti on the front. It's really cute, and on the inside it has all of these pockets, which I think is really helpful for this project, especially because I had a few bulky items. But really any bag would have worked. I love those like utility bags that have all the little pockets in them, but I just don't need one. I don't need to buy one because I already have bags like this. Like this bag's perfect. Step 4 is to fill your bag finally. So this part is the most fun part, obviously, and it's sort of like you get to shop within your own like craft supplies and stuff like that. So try and, you know, romanticize it. But remember, you want to make it curated and not a hoard. And it's okay to have fewer items, and you can always change them out or add more later, or even do like a monthly swap out moment or like a seasonal swap out moment for your analog bag. So keep that in mind. Always, I would say, err on the side of like less, and like you don't need to bring everything. Also, you can use smaller bags or like Ziplocs as needed. So for one of my projects, I have this watercolor book and a project. So I have this big Ziploc, or not a Ziploc, a big bag to hold it in so it doesn't spill into other projects. But you could also use a Ziploc bag to put like markers in and stuff like that. So just get creative with what you already have, I feel like. Okay, let's pack my bag. The first thing I wanted to add is my sock knitting project. So this is one sock I'm knitting, and I'm also knitting its companion sock at the same time. So I'm going to put both of these in there. I think this is like the perfect project for both nighttime and morning because it's very relaxing. I had these like puzzle books. So I have this like cybercrime puzzle hacking book, which is really fun. And I also have a word puzzle book, which I feel like would be fun. But I actually decided I'm going to leave these by my nightstand because I very rarely do this type of thing in the morning or during the day. I kind of only do this at night. So I'm actually not going to pack this in my analog bag. Next, I have my coloring book. So this is one I've already been using. You can see I've done exactly half of them. It says a bingo at the beginning, and this is just the cutest coloring book ever. It's called Girls Day Out, and I'm still working on it right now. So I'm gonna put this one in here, and I also have this like box of markers I'm gonna put in. Next, this bag full of watercolor stuff. This is like super extra. I feel like this is definitely unnecessary, but I've been working on this like watercolor kit, or this like watercolor book that sort of tells you like how to do watercolors, and then like this is one I did, and it has sort of a template for you to fill in. And I think these books are really cool. So like here's an example of one I haven't done yet. And then I also have my like watercolor kit in here. And I have portable like watercolor brushes that already have water in them, so I don't need like to get water to use this. And then I have like a paper towel. Look how pretty that is. That's art in and of itself. This one's definitely a bit bulky. I would not pack this or the coloring, honestly, if I was going out in public. But since it's just for my house, these are things I definitely want to use. And then the like last hobby I wanted to pack is my Kindle, which I think technically goes against analog because it is connected to the internet, but it's how I read books and it's how I unwind. And it's mostly offline. I only use the internet to look up definitions. So yeah, but I'm calling this bag my cozy craft bag and not my analog bag in my own life. Just throw that away. And then that's all of the crafts I'm gonna bring, but there's a few random items I wanted to pack. First are my like compression gloves. I use these when I'm knitting or crocheting. They kind of keep my hands warm. That's why I like using them. And then I'm gonna put some lip balm and some cuticle cream in there because these are like items I'm trying to use more in the winter, and it's easy if they're right in front of my face. So I love that. And then finally, I'm gonna put my nighttime light in here. Actually, I was gonna put that in there, but it doesn't really make sense because I only use this at night. So I'm gonna actually leave this in my nightside table. Also notice how I left room in here. I have 2 pockets empty and a bunch of space in the open area. And I will definitely add a crochet project in here if I end up starting a crochet project, because I usually do some knitting and crocheting. Right now I am at crochet project list. Crazy, right? So, but I would definitely have room to add a crochet project, and I probably will. The final step is to use our bags finally. So grab your perfectly curated to you bag and put it wherever you're going to actually use it. For me, it's going to be right by my couch, but for you, that might be in your craft room or right by the door if you're going to use it as a to-go bag. And then get to using it and enjoying it and having fun with it and potentially having less screen time, and just enjoy your bag and enjoy using it in your late night cozy evenings and or when you go out to a coffee shop or winery with your friends, and just enjoy it. Let me know what you think of this. Would you ever make an analog bag? What would you put in yours? Like, do you have any ideas for something that would be good for a bag like this? And also, do you think this is like anything new? Like, I don't feel like necessarily this is anything new, because this is essentially, I put those items that were in my side table into a bag that now moves, which for me is actually very helpful because it kind of bridges the gap of having to go back and forth between my office and living room all the time. But let me know if you think this is like a novel idea or what you think about this. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Let me know if you would make an analog bag for yourself or if you've fallen prey to any other analog trends you've been seeing. Thank you all for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you in an upcoming video. Bye.